Mr. Cherian, it's an interesting point that one of the caller was talking about, that this is not a verified handle. It is very well possible that this handle could be of a local dealer in Pakistan. He was talking about Kia Motors as well. We should not pay much heed to it. Do you agree with that?
Totally. I think that we are tilting at straw windmills here, to mix a metaphor. It is very stupid. These are not relevant national issues. The problem is that people get very excited and worked up over it for no reason, because both the handles at the worst belong to dealers, and dealers have no sanction from the company on what they have to tweet, what they don't have to tweet. So I think that we should, as a much larger, more mature country, not respond in anger against Hyundai Global or against North Korea or any other kind, because these are dealers with absolutely no responsibilities whatsoever of even defending the company's brand. Yes, they have ruined their own reputation as individuals who are showing their political card when their business is at best to sell a couple of cars
Yes.
or a dozen cars. So I think that as a, a country, we have nothing to be worried about. We don't have to expect an official take from Hyundai. If anything will come, it will come from headquarters. It will be a one-line clarification that this belongs to a dealer, because as the people who've investigated, and as I've also seen myself, and because as a company we deal with companies and their reputation,
Sure.
we understand that there should be global standards, and it is very important that dealers don't pretend to represent the companies that they actually sell product for. These are sales agents actually, and we can't start taking them seriously, because otherwise we'll be running around in circles as a responsible country all the time.
Interesting, Mr. Cherian. Now, before I go to my other caller, Mrityunjay Banerjee from Bilaspur is calling us. But before that, Mr. Sirsa is also joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Sirsa, I don't think any private company has the right or the authority to comment about matters which are very integral to our country, which is about our domestic politics, and more importantly, a sensitive issue like Kashmir, which has been a victim of propaganda for times to come. That being said, this is an unverified handle, as Mr. Dilip Cherian was pointing out, perhaps a local dealer from Pakistan. Without proper verification, should we really target the company or seek an accountability from them? According to you, as a politician, how should we approach this issue?
No, definitely not. I totally agree with Mr. Cherian, but at the same time, we should also remember that the clarification came from Hyundai itself, and they said that this tweet, this handle, whatsoever they have tweeted. Hello, are you getting
Yes,
my
sir.
voice?
Yes, sir, I'm getting your voice. Please go ahead.
Hello. Okay. So the clarification came from Hyundai India. Rather, if it is so that it is not their official handle, or Hyundai Pakistan has nothing to do with the tweet, then they should have come out and clarify this, rather than giving a clarification that we believe in India, we believe in the country, it's our second home, a long listed letter which clearly says nothing except talking about Hyundai. It is not talking about Jammu Kashmir, it's not talking about that tweet which has been went wrong. So I think they should have clarified. Secondly, हमें एक बात, इस देश के लोगों के, कोई भी देश हो, कहीं भी हो, उसके एक सेंटिमेंट्स देश में होते हैं, और वो स्वाभाविक है, देश प्रस्ती वाले लोगों में रहेंगे. Kashmir is a very sensitive issue. We should always understand the sensitivity of this issue. So considering the sensitivity, I myself feel, and at both the stages, whether Hyundai Pakistan has officially tweeted it or not, and if not so, then the way the Hyundai India has taken this, I think both have went wrong. And if it is so, then Hyundai should, in further clarification, should come out and say that this is wrong. The tweet has nothing to do with the Hyundai Pakistan and Kia Motors. So for myself, I believe the things are getting worse than.
Yeah, you're right, Mr. Sirsa, that they could have easily disassociated themselves from that random tweets that were put out, instead of talking about nationalism and how they are committed to the value. I mean, even their statement was not as categorical or as emphatic as it could have been. I'll go back to my guest, but before that, I want to take a couple of callers. Yes, Mr. Sirsa, I'll just come back to you. Allow me to take a couple of callers. Mrityunjay from Bilaspur is with us on the broadcast. Mrityunjay, what do you think?
Good morning, everybody, and good morning to all of our panelists sitting there. What I basically feel is Hyundai is a company which manufactures vehicles and machinery, etc., etc. What they have to do with the Kashmir issue, I don't understand clearly. And moreover, since they have made an issue, what our sitting government is doing at present, they should give them the works. The company which is operating in India and earning so much, making money out of Indian people, and today they are criticizing about Indian constituency and Indian state. This is not done, you see.
Yeah, yeah. DM Tripathi from Prayagraj is also joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Tripathi, what do you think?
I say that every brand has got millions of node and nodes, and you cannot synchronize all. And all petty issues should not be given fair. India got millions issues. They must have priority rather than talking all shit. These bloody politicians should not be given that privilege and advantage to flare the matter. There are lot of things other than that. China, India is having business of billions of dollars. They are importing from China a lot of medicine, drug intermediates. On that basis, I am telling, why don't you criticize China? And you are looking for the FDI to the every company in foreign country, and these things should be sidelined and they should be neglected 100% rather than flaring up and taking opinion from people like Kapil Mishra or Sirsa or any XYZ.
I get your sentiment, Mr. Tripathi. Citizens should be first. There are far more important issues to talk about. And in fact, our panelists do agree that perhaps this is an issue which shouldn't be given much heed to. We're also being joined by Tyagraj from Virudhunagar in Tamil Nadu. Tyagraj, what do you think?
Madam, I condemn the Hyundai motor, madam.
All right. So you think that the statement or the kind of the statement that was issued by Hyundai, do you think that apology is enough?
No, we condemn this type of message from the motor company. And the nationalist, I condemn their issue.
All right, Mr. Tyagraj. Thank you so much for calling us and sharing your views. I'm cutting across once again to my guests who are with us on the show. Mr. Pai, I'm coming to you. That statement from Hyundai, is it enough? Does it really set the narrative correct? Or perhaps they were not as categoric as they should have been in that statement? What is your reading, Mr. Pai?
Look, I think Dilip made a statement without understanding what the issue is, I think. I thought he had better understanding. Somebody has used the Hyundai brand. They could be a dealer, they could be anything else. If somebody uses your brand, you must clarify. And you cannot say, oh, that is a dealer, it is not me, it is not somebody else. They use the Hyundai brand. If they not use the Hyundai name or the Kia name, there will be no...
Mr. Cherian, I'll come to you. I'll take your response, sir.
Dilip, let me finish. Let me finish, Dilip. If they not use the Kia brand or the Hyundai brand, there will be no issue. It will be deemed to be that of the dealer. They have used the brand. So they should come and say, we disassociated ourselves with the tweet. It is not the dealer, it is not us. We hold no views on political matters. We apologize if it is a cause concern to people, because every consumer brand should be conscious of consumer sentiments. Consumer sentiments make the brand. A brand is a trust mark. And if they had done that and clarified that, the matter would have been addressed. They are continuing the controversy unnecessarily because, and now this explanation by brand consultants, oh, it is a dealer, Indians should be broad-minded. I mean, you should understand sentiments. The dealer, why did they use the name Hyundai? Why did they use Sky? That is the problem.
Okay,
Don't
Mr.
use
Pai.
the two names.
Okay, Mr.
You
Pai.
do whatever you want, that is fine.
Let me, in all fairness, take a word from Mr. Cherian as well. So I'm coming to you, and I'm reading from that statement that Hyundai had issued. The unsolicited social media post linking Hyundai Motor India is offending our unparalleled commitment in service to this great country. India is the second home to Hyundai brand, and we have zero tolerance policy towards insensitive communication. We strongly condemn any such view. So there's no apology per se, but yes, there's a condemnation coming in. It's interesting what Mr. Mohandas Pai is saying, that this was a brand being used for a propaganda. So Hyundai had to come forward and explain, and they could have explained far more emphatically.
I understand Mr. Pai's sentiment. The technical thing is that Hyundai India has no role to play in assigning distributorships in Pakistan. That is done by Hyundai Global. And Hyundai Global could have issued a statement. All I'm saying is that a ham-handed attempt by Hyundai India to try and correct it unnecessarily linked them with the post. Sure, there was a misuse of the brand of both Hyundai and Kia. And I think that companies need to have tighter regulations on what distributors are allowed to use in their own personal tweets. So what I'm saying is that Hyundai India would have done well to have shut up and just kept shut. because this is a matter